Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Did you catch the news NASA put out December 17th, 2018, the first day of Saturnalia? Saturnalia, the ancient festival dating back to the time of the Romans and even before that, celebrating the most distant planet in the sky to the naked eye, Saturn. One of two planets mentioned in the Bible, the other being Venus. If you missed that news, NASA said on December 17th that Saturn is losing its rings. In case you're new here, I've been educating about the knowledge of Gematria, the ancient practice of coding numbers into words, and how every single day government agencies, including NASA, make news by the numbers. They're using numerology, they're using astrology to construct the information that we receive every day through the media. So this year, Saturnalia, it fell on a date with 67 numerology. 12 plus 17 plus 20 plus 18. December 17, 2018. Notice the gematria of rings, just taking the alphabetic order. R's the 18th letter, I's the 9th, N's the 14th, G's the 7th, S is the 19th. You add it up, rings equals 67. NASA comes out and says Saturn is losing its rings on this day. And if you read their reporting, they say Saturn's at about its midway point in its life. You double the amount of time, the rings will be completely gone. The majority of mainstream media picked up this story the day after, December 18th. The New York Times reported it December 17th. Almost everybody else picked it up December 18th. NASA also did put it out December 17th, the first day of Saturnalia. What's interesting about December 18th, 2018, the day most outlets covered it, is it was a date with 68 numerology. If you turn the alphabetic order around, so right here where rings equal 67, A's 1, B's 2, C's 3, up to Z is 26, turning the alphabetic order around just means making Z1, counting back to A is 26. If you do that, rings equals 68. And December 18, 2018 was a date with 68 numerology. With the regular alphabetic order, planet equals 68. The planet Saturn, the most important to the occult. Again, one of two planets mentioned in the Bible. And here's the date Saturnalia begins, December 17th, the day NASA broke the news. Saturnalia comes during the time of Christmas, just after Hanukkah. Biblically related holidays. If you never noticed before, the letters that make up Santa, as in Santa Claus, they're the same letters that make up Satan. And to the occult, Saturn symbolizes Satan. Santa, Satan, Saturnalia, Saturday. Who worships on Saturday? In the Bible, you're actually commanded to worship on Saturday. It was the Catholic Church that moved it to Sunday, like the Son of God and his 12 disciples, or the Sun and the 12 constellations, the zodiac. Anyway, Satan, Santa, same letters, not an accident. And not an accident that Christmas comes during the time of Saturnalia. As many of you know, bringing a tree in the house is a pagan celebration, as is Saturnalia. The Christian symbolism, the cross, that comes from the pagans. It represents the four seasons. Saturnalia, Christmas, they come around the time of the winter solstice, when the sun begins to rise again in the sky, making each day longer. Anyway, notice the gematria of Santa Claus in the Sumerian cipher. 666. The way this cipher works is you just take the alphabetic order and you multiply it times 6. S is the 19th letter. Notice S is 114. That's 19 times 6. A is the first letter. A is worth 6. ends the 14th letter. 14 times 6 ends 84. So on. T's 20. Santa Claus is 666 when you use this cipher. And that's interesting because Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. The sixth planet from the sun. And most outlets carried this story about Saturn on the 18th. 18 factors into 6 plus 6 plus 6. We're also in 2018. And keep in mind, December, 12 is also divisible by 6. 6 plus 6. But anyway, Santa Claus has this value of 666. Saturn's the sixth planet from the sun. In the most pure Gematria cipher, where you take the alphabetic order and use the rules of numerology, S is the 19th letter. The numerology of 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. A is 1. N, the 14th letter, becomes 1 plus 4 is 5. T, the 20th letter, becomes 2 plus 0 is 2. You just take the numerology of each letter value. Santa Claus breaks down to 21 in this cipher, just like Saturn. And 21 is a number that has a mathematical relationship with 6. 21 is the sixth triangular number. If you add 1 through 6 together, it equals 21. Think about how Saturn is represented by a cube, which has 6 sides. You know, numbered 1 through 6 when you roll dice. Look at the word dice with the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. 21. Saturn, the cube. Saturn, the sixth planet from the sun. You see? 21, the sixth triangular number. So, you can begin to understand why we use these names, why what's encoded in them is what's encoded in them. It's all mathematics. The entire English language is mathematics. The world elite operate by mathematics. This entire code of letters and numbers comes from Kabbalah, which is an ancient mysticism that says God created the world by merging the letter with the number with the word. That God is the master mathematician of the world. It's why we see geometric patterns in ourselves and in all living things. Again, these are the 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order, and the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. The most pure cipher is considered this dark blue one, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. I want you to look at the word number. There's 6 letters in number. N-U-M, 1, 2, 3, B-E-R, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters, and the word number equals 28. The first 2 perfect numbers are 6, 6, and 28. What a perfect number is where you take the divisors of the number, add them together, and they add up to the number. The numbers that divide into 6, not counting 6 itself, are 1, 2, and 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. The numbers that divide into 28 are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14. You add up those numbers. They sum to 28. The next perfect number is 496. So 6, 28, 496. Big jump there. And just think about how these numbers are coded into the word number, because numbers are perfect. 6 letters, a value of 28. If you write out the word perfect, you'll notice it sums to 73, just like number, just using the alphabetic order. So anyway, the entire English language is cleverly thought out every single day. News media, government agencies, they use this code to encode the information we receive. And the thing is, most people in the world, they're not aware of Saturnalia. That's something forgotten to the past. They don't have a clue about it. Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into the words. They don't have a clue about it. Something of the ancients. Something forgotten to modern times. If you want to learn more about this code, I highly recommend you pick up my book. Temporarily, it's priced at $5. The book's nearly 800 pages long. There's an entire chapter on NASA from the beginning to the present, how they do everything by this code. And I mean everything. There's not a NASA story in the history of NASA that wasn't released by this code. Everything. everything. It's not an accident that NASA was established in 58. You can learn all about it in the book. Tons of content. How the government operates by the code, NASA, news agencies, how wars are started and ended by the code, and so much more. Later today, in the daily live stream, I'll talk about why the announcement from withdrawal from Syria is happening today, the same day that Israel's declaring war on Hezbollah. Not an accident. It's also coming during the time of Saturnalia, Saturn the planet. Has to do with time, death, judgment, important concepts to war. So, if you're on the fence about this information, I suggest you come read the reviews. A lot of people very pleased. We got all 5-star reviews here. There's over 100 reviews. I learned more from this book than I learned in 4 years of college. I guarantee you a lot of people are going to feel that way if they read this book. So, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.